So in this particular section, we'll be talking about the directives, right? And I think I've already talked about the attribute directives, but here we're going to focus on the structural directives. Now, what are those structural directives? Let's just start it from a fresh project right here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be removing all this content right here, and we'll just write some paragraph right here. For example, paragraph. Um, Hi. Um, the next paragraph, maybe we'll just write it using a template tag. The idea is to make you understand what this template really does. And I'll just write here another paragraph within the template. And I'll possibly write, how are you? And another one right here as a paragraph tag. I'll just maybe write here, I'm fine here. So the moment you do this and you jump onto your browser, right? You'll notice you don't really see the how are you message right here because that's in the template tag. Now what has happened? Let's see. So I'll inspect this element right here and bring you down into the body right here and let's see. I mean, what has gone wrong right here? So we see the paragraph, but then we see a template content, and somehow the paragraph is not part of the DOM, isn't it? I mean, you can see it from here. So there's something with the template tag that's kind of special, and it doesn't really make it a part of the DOM itself. And I mean, Angular has kind of utilized this feature. And what I'm trying to say is, suppose you write up a condition right here. For example, you write up a paragraph, and let's consider you write here. This should show and hide on some condition. Now probably you're going to write here and ng if, right? And you'll want some condition on the right hand side, isn't it? Now that might be simple condition, something like that. Now depends on condition is going to be true or false, and then this paragraph is going to show up or not. So let's see. I'll just go in here in the component. I will make a condition of type boolean, and I'll assign the value to true to start with, right? And let's see our code right here. So this appears, of course, when the condition is true, and you'll notice here. I mean, it's just a kind of paragraph that's displayed over here. But what I'll do is I'll just make it false. And the moment I make it false, of course, this is gone right here. And then you'll see, I mean, it's not even part of the DOM. Where should I look at this point in time? And it's kind of the same behavior right here as well, right? So what really, Angular does behind the scenes is it utilizes the template itself. So you see this asterisk, right? It has a special meaning in Angular. This kind of gets converted into a syntax, what we refer to as template, and the template is going to have the if condition. That's where you write like regular directive like condition, right? So there's no asterisk right here. So this is because the special conversion takes place from this to this, and then I'll just write the same content within the paragraph, maybe. Like, of course, the condition has already been put up, so I'll just not use the condition right here. And so what I'm trying to say is that, if you compare this and this, these are just absolutely the same things. When you write asterisk ngf, Angular really converts this into this template tag right here. And as of now, you'll notice that the template tag really contains a document fragment. The content is still not visible right here. And, it's a similar kind of thing, here as well. I'm not really able to see the content in the DOM. So the benefit of using a structural tag is it kind of completely removes some of the content from the DOM itself. Now, is that an advantage? Of course, yes. So, I mean, for a paragraph, it doesn't really matter. But consider it's a large component, right? It's displaying a chunk of, or a bulk of data. And then, if you just kind of remove it completely from the DOM, it can improve the performance because there might be so many events that are attached to that piece of DOM, and I'm talking about a large piece of DOM. And in that sense, it really completely optimizes the performance. So anywhere you see ngif, asterisk ngif, asterisk ng4 asterisk ng switch, it roughly translates into a template, and template has this, a default feature where it doesn't really display the content by default, unless of course there is a way to do it right here. So that's what you have to remember, that structural directives really impact the DOM itself. And like I said, for a simple paragraph, it will not matter. But in a large, data set, maybe you're displaying a table of, some thousand records, and then you just, bypass this because the condition hasn't really satisfied. You can eliminate so many, DOM events and all those things associated with it, right? So that's about, structural tags. That's a little background on these structural tags. What we will do in the next section is we'll learn how to create our own structural tag, structural directive, like I should call it. So I'll see you in the next section.